Today I will be sharing with you some of the important, profound, insightful thoughts of Jito Krishnamurthy. Jito Krishnamurthy was a eminent philosopher. So his philosophy, his way of doing philosophy is different from the conventional type of philosophizing. So his style is utterly different from his predecessors and also as well as his ancestors. So what he did, he is just he can be termed as an original thinker. Like the lectures he delivered throughout his academic career, like his philosophical career, was very much living, that emanates from his living being, his own being. It's like first hand experience. So I would say he was just like a scientist. As a scientist come to the conclusion, or he analyzes something, not to reach to a certain conclusion. He experiments with the reality, observes. So like scientist, in my opinion, in my understanding, he used the tool observation. Okay. And from the living experience, he philosophized. He did philosophy. Not like theoretical type of, but very much practical. So a man of practice, a man of wisdom as well as a man of practice. So his philosophical, what exactly attracted me towards his philosophy? His questions, profound questions, like authentic questions, right questions that he picked up while doing philosophy. For example, what is thought? The most fundamental question. Like whatever we are doing is based upon thought, be it talking, acting, believing, loving, all are emanating, all are generating from thought. Okay, so what is thought? So this question has been raised by J. Krishnamurthy, and the analysis that he conducted in his philosophical journey, like it was very vivid. It came from his heart, not from any bookish knowledge. So what is thought? What is thought? It is so like concept has been mystified by many philosophers so far, and it has been a very mystic concept, and this created a lot of complexities in the domain of philosophy, in practical life, in relationship, in every field. So what is thought? He pondered this question. How did he get the answer? He's not telling anyone to believe his side, to take his answer as the conclusive one. He told everyone just to see. Okay, what is thought? You see in yourself what is thought. When you are thinking, just sit and be quiet. Just understand what is happening inside your mind. This is what is called metacognition. Knowledge about your own thinking. This reveals what is thought. What is thought? Can you tell? It is thinking about your own thinking. What is thinking? What is the thinking process? So I also tried his methodology. I also tried observing my thought. What exactly is thought? So thought is nothing but language, talking to yourself. So there is a huge scientific basis of it, that thinking is speaking with yourself, your own being, inwardly. And it is such a subtle thing, we do not even notice how these things are happening. All these processes are so quick, and we are so much like habituated doing this so easily, we never pondered this. So in a quiet place, if someone ponders what is thought, he can observe. Like one has to be very subtle thinker for this, and has to be in quiet place. So thought is self communication. You are talking to yourself with the help of language. And without language, there is no thought. Without memory, there is no thought. Memory is the basis of thought. So memory, what is memory? He then asks. Fundamental question. Memory is the storage of our experience. But do we store all the experience, what is happening around us? Like uh, there can be some worm, okay, like creeping in. I'm not at all attentive to that. So what I'm interested in, I'm attentive to that. And that actually registers into my mind. And that is what is called memory. So memory is associated with language and its corresponding uh, sensory image. It's a very like the scientific basis is like the biological basis, neurobiological basis uh, complements this perspective throughout. Through the senses, five senses, we acquire sensory input, and so when this is stored in our brain, and also along with this, some concepts, some beliefs are inscribed into that sensory image. So once you remember a word, apple, suddenly the corresponding sensory image will pop up. So like that. Without memory, is this possible? Without memory, can you think of anything? No. And what is the basis of memory? Language. So human being can think of lots of things, can overthink because of language. So it is very difficult for us to live in the present moment because we always keep thinking about our future, or either future or past. Human memory is so strong and the language is very evolved. And our prefrontal cortex, the frontal, like the prefrontal cortex right from our forehead, the latest evolved part of our brain is prefrontal cortex, that is responsible for reasoning, language, and so evolved human being has this ability. So all his ideas, like philosophical thoughts, that actually does not contradict with the recently developed scientific notions, to be specific, neurobiological science, complements Krishnamurthy's thought. And so what I was telling, his thought is not second hand. Like whatever he is speaking about, whatever he is telling is first hand, from the first person point of view. He observes it, he observes himself, and then he is speaking. He learns from his experience. He is just he's just the finest observer, I can say, about him. I don't know how much skill is required to be such a fine observer, such a good uh, critical observer. So from his own experience, he's not talking, he's not advocating someone else's ideas. Just he's revealing the reality of humanity. What is mind? What is thought? If you are interested, you can go through the book Freedom from the Known. Actually, it's kind of revelation of all the aspects of human being from the first person point of view. And in the case of every human being, it is not similar, it is but same. What is thought? Not the thing is that it is not, thought is not different to me, it's not different to you, it is not subject to change, it's same for all the humanity. Like without language, thought is not possible. This principle is applicable to all. How mind works, how we think, how we tend to act, all the principles, underlying mechanism, that whatever is rooted in our biology works in the case of all the person, all humanity as a whole, in the same way. So understanding yourself is the beginning of wisdom. That is what Krishnamurthy says in one of his lectures. So it's not suggestion. I loved reading the book Freedom from the Known. So you may also go through this to, if you have interest about discovering yourself. So it is for those who love to discover oneself. So self-discovery, in my opinion, is the key to happiness or success. I mean, it's not happiness. It's like, it's worth knowing.